So this video is dedicated to those of you manifesting a specific person, and perhaps you're on this journey right now, getting a bit confused with it all. Maybe you've got too many obstacles in your way. The relationship ended badly, you're being ghosted or blocked, you're really feeling overwhelmed with all the obstacles. Maybe you're a bit confused about the bridge. How is this going to turn around if we're not in contact? How, surely someone's got to reach out. Maybe it's got to be me, or I don't even understand how we're going to bump into each other. How is this even a possibility? Where are you on this journey? Now, I'm going to share with you my recent SP manifestation success. Now, it just makes me sound so bad because I'll explain why. Because I am currently manifesting a specific person for a relationship. So this isn't that one. That bridge is still unfolding. But this is another SP manifestation that I had sort of half-assed kind of thoughts about, and wanted to, I'm going to bump into this person, set that feeler out. That happened. And this time I made an actual decision as to what I wanted and was kind of solid with it. So I'm going to share with you the outcome of this, which is going to clarify for you the bridge of events, how these things happen in the right way, in the right time, almost miraculous in many ways, how thought transmission is a real thing, and how we don't have to worry. You're not seeing movement? You haven't seen movement for months? You don't have to worry about it, because I'm just going to prove it all in this recent manifestation, this recent SP manifestation of mine. I know Athena with all of her SPs, what is she like? But it's not that way, I promise. First up, I just want to thank you all for joining me. I'm Athena Raven. I'm a mental health and manifestation life coach, and I'm here to empower you, inspire you, and boost you up, uplift you on this, what is often turbulent journey of self-discovery, of psychological shifting to that state of the wish fulfilled and realizing your desires. So if you do enjoy my content, if it's helping you, please do like and subscribe. It really helps the channel to grow. I love and appreciate you all for being here, and thank you for joining the family on my YouTube and my TikTok as well. Now, make yourself comfortable, sit back and relax. I'm going to explain and give you a bit of backstory here as to this specific person. Why did I want to manifest them in? Can I just be clear as well that this is not about manifesting this specific person for a relationship. This particular manifestation that I wanted, my goal here, my aim, my outcome was to see us rekindled and to mend the kind of bridges that had burnt. Does that make sense? I couldn't think of the right words to say here. This is a problem, as I improvise all of my videos. I literally just press play and there you go. I just chat away, So, but basically it had ended really badly. So what had happened was, this guy was someone that we had a very, I'd say like a fiery, passionate relationship. It came out of nowhere, really. It actually took me by surprise. And it was really, really quick. We'd gotten together quite quickly, and about 6 months of this situation that really flourished, and I developed some really strong feelings. Now, at the time, I was going through a lot of chaos. I won't bore you with the details of that chaos that was going on, but needless to say, there was a lot of destruction going on, and I would say that my self-concept had been broken down quite a bit, that I didn't realize. I had gone from the confident version of me to a more, I was questioning myself, and my insecurities were coming to play, and those old damn wounds, those abandonment wounds that still come and raise their ugly head here and there. Doesn't matter how many years of therapy, how much work you do on some of these issues, the states are infinite. They're always there to occupy. So you might trip up and have a little fall into a state that you had dealt with before. But trust me, actually, the good thing is, if I do fall into those states, I don't stay in it for very long now. Unlike in the past, it was my I amness. Now it's not. I don't associate with it so much. But anyway, that kind of stuff started coming to the surface. And of course, he could only do what all of our SPs do, what anyone does in your life, which is mirror this back to you, which is act as a messenger, which is what he did. So this relationship, he started to go cold, which is very weird. It was like he was coming on full on strong. He was the one who was initiating this relationship. Suddenly he's pulling away from me. So I end up chasing a bit. What the hell were you doing, Athena? What the hell? It's a pattern that we all get into. All these years of experience, all the SPs I've manifested, all the everything that I've manifested all sorts of things into my life. 20 years, you can imagine what kind of things I've gone through. That's why I share with you guys so much from my own personal experience. I have so much experience of this. Yet, I still fall asleep. I still fall asleep to who I am, to that awareness of who we actually are, the power within that is creating all of this. And I fall asleep and I go back into trance and I go back into the mundane routine of life, cause and effect, thinking my outside world is something separate to me. And this is why it's so important to make this your daily lifestyle, because it's too easy to fall asleep to this. It's too easy to just, oh, I want to manifest this specific person. That's why we fall into it. And then we soon forget about the law. We should be practicing it all the time. And so that all crumbled away and I was devastated. And I shared with you guys before where I did manifest him back, but for the wrong reasons. That manifestation took 5 weeks and I manifested him back based, I suppose, on the pain and maybe, I don't know, I think wanting to rekindle something, but realized when he came back, it just wasn't there anymore for whatever reason. But I needed to go on that discovery. Doesn't matter. We can change our minds as much as we want. We're the creator of our universe and everyone else is just reacting to our manifestations, is just drawn to us, is just mirroring us, is a part of us. So I get to decide as the creator. I wanted him back. Okay. That was good. It was valuable. I needed to get him back in order for me to see, actually, these are the areas I need to work on. It wasn't about having a relationship with you, but it was about this connection. But actually, you've just reminded me the areas that I need to work on within myself. And you got me to see a lot about myself. So thank you. They still play a part. Everyone plays a part. This is not wasted just because you get a manifestation and you change your mind about it. Can I just be clear? Because nobody stays stuck with the I want the same thing and you stay like that forever. We're entitled to change our mind. We're growing, we're changing, we're shifting state all the time, and as a result our behaviors and our desires will change. This is part of the journey. It's growth, it's constant change, right? So then I thought that we would keep this connection, this friendship, but things fizzled again. And also because I hadn't gone very far with my manifestation. I'd gone as far as hearing the words "I miss you" and receiving receiving the text "I miss you," but hearing the words "I love you." That's as far as I'd gone. That's why I say, if you don't genuinely want a relationship with someone, don't mess with the middle. Go to the end. So I got my text message, I got my "I love you" words, and then that was it. And then of course it just petered off to nothing. Like I said, I was okay with that at the time, but it didn't need to end on a bad note, but it kind of did. Ended with us having an argument, him leaving, slamming the door. I tried to message and keep a friendship going and apologize for whatever the argument was about. And he just didn't seem very interested in his messages. And then he dwindled off and just left my message on read. So fine. So this was November 2022. So last year, the very, very last contact and last time I saw him. Now we're in August 2023. And so a few months prior, I had thought to myself, I didn't really consciously think about what do I want with this person. I literally just thought a few months back that I'm going to see him. I'm going to bump into him. Actually, it's surprising that I hadn't bumped into him sooner. And I saw him passing by in the supermarket, and I can't remember when this was. This might have been, I don't know, January, February time. It was still winter anyway. So he's passing by. So I'm in my car. I've just done my food shop and I've sat in my car. He's passing by. And you know, it's a really awkward situation when you haven't seen someone for a while. Last time you saw them, it was a bad ending, right? So I kind of waved and smiled, and he walked past and he kind of looked at me. And you know, when it's that pained, awkward smile. That's what I got back. It was like that. So I was like, okay, fine. And then I wondered if I would hear from him after that, if he would say, you know, it's good to see you, if that would spark anything, right? You've all done it too. If any of you bumped into an SP or something, maybe I'll hear from them. Nothing, just cut off dead. Like I say, I didn't care. He's not the object of my affection. It's not someone I want to have a relationship with, but it did play on my mind. I don't like bad blood. I'm all about forgiveness. And we had such a strong connection that it just saddens me that we would just become strangers, that it would dwindle to nothing. And everyone is you pushed out, and I am the creator, right? So I decide, and I made this firm decision to myself. And it was about a week ago that I really firmed this decision, because before then I was kind of playing with the idea, daydreaming with the idea. This time I was just like, I was walking Coco, and I was just adamant. Do you know what? He does miss me. I have nothing to prove this. I have nothing to prove this, because this is what 3D was showing me. Okay, 3D was showing me that we ended on a bad fight and argument, and then when I saw him and he was all like this, that he must still be holding on to that argument. It must still be a grudge. He must still be thinking about it. He's not forgiven me. Also, I knew that he lived with his girlfriend. So for all I know, that relationship now, they've sorted things out, because they were having a rough patch when he and I were together, and I didn't actually know that she was in the picture and all of that. It was such a mess. But maybe they've rekindled thing, and everything is good at home as well. Plus, you know, when, and I know there's no real easy way to see if someone's necessarily blocked you on WhatsApp, but you can tell someone's got a picture, that icon profile picture, right, on WhatsApp. I could tell he deleted my number, because suddenly that picture went. So he's either deleted me or he's blocked me, whatever. But I knew the last message was left on read, was ignored. Right, so he doesn't want to talk to me. There's this animosity. Now he's deleted me. So there's definitely animosity, right? And probably living a good life with the girlfriend. That's why he doesn't want anything to do with me and has cut all ties. And he was kind of like this when he saw me. So I could have plugged myself into the 3D, and I could have looked at all this evidence, and I could have done what a lot of my clients do, what a lot of you guys do, what I see in the comments. How is this going to change? Look at this. That means they hate me. Look at how they reacted. They don't care about me. Look that they're with someone else. They're not thinking about me. Are you guys doing this? Are you? Be honest with yourself. Now, I didn't allow myself to do it. Like I said, the benefit, I suppose, of having all these years of experience is that I've proven to myself enough times about how this works. My assumption manifests into fact, right? So I saw it and I felt it. My self-esteem, my self-worth, I've been working on it really hard. My self-concept was about this of magnetism. Because I'm working on an SP manifestation, this is someone I want for a relationship. That's taken me longer to get into state. Like I said, I'm going to be honest with you guys. I know a lot of coaches make this seem so easy. Yes, this manifestation, this SP, that's happened, that was about a week. Okay. They all like that? Am I going to say to you, oh, if you're not doing it in a week or whatever, you're doing it? No, because there's some manifestations, like I said, they take longer. This SP manifestation for a relationship, that's someone that's taken months, and I'm okay with that, because I knew I was doing things wrong. It was harder to shift into state because I was so attached to this one, and there were so many different obstacles and things I hadn't dealt with before, and insecurities that I needed to work on based on, like I say, this trauma that I experienced last year. So I was healing the wounds here, and this SP manifestation, perhaps I just knew, well, first up, I manifested him once before, but also there wasn't such a big shift for me. We'd had this relationship and connection before. Perhaps I'd find it easier with exes. It's not that way, but maybe that's what it was, my inner beliefs. So I know that bridge, this SP manifestation is unfolding, and this bridge took just a week. And it was because I made that firm decision that I'm going to see him again. And no, regardless of what 3D is showing me, he misses me. He's thinking about me. Why wouldn't he? I make an impact on people's lives. When my exes have come back before, they have all said how much they miss me and adore me. My second SP I'd manifested back, he's been helping me so much lately with the house. He was all kisses and cuddles for me and stuff. Like, he just adores me. And there's a special connection. Once you've had a connection with someone, that connection never goes away. That love never goes. Yes, sometimes it changes. And even if it changes to hate, it's still like a powerful emotion that can still turn back into love. So I'm not put off by any of this stuff, and I'm not put off by the 3D circumstance. And it was easier for me to shift into state for the reason I mentioned earlier. And so with that firm acceptance within me that I just accepted it as mine, I know it's going to happen. We're going to bump into each other. His home life is probably not going all that great. In fact, I can't even see it going well because it wasn't going well before. So I don't see that working out. And I bet you he is thinking about me. I'm thinking about him. So this thought transmission is happening. We're all connected. We're not segregated in any way. We are one. So I'm thinking of him and wondering how he's getting on. No doubt he's doing the same about me. And so what happened was, and this was Friday, So I take different routes to walk this little guy because he's funny like that. But he likes his routines, don't you, Bean? So we're going for our little walk, and this little guy. So I don't know what it was about Friday. I decided first up, I decided I needed to dye my hair. I didn't need to, but for some reason I was moved to do it, which meant that it took me longer to get myself sorted to get out of the house. And I was meant to see a friend of mine as well, but then I was delayed in seeing my friend because this other guy stops me and starts asking for my number and chatting me up and stuff. And I'm just like, I just want to walk my dog. What's going on here? Why all these delays? Why are people getting in the way? They were all moved. First of all, moved by my self-concept, that guy asking me out, and that moved by my concept that people are finding me more magnetic, and I am, I stick out in people's minds and whatever else. So he goes, and I go and see my friend, and then my friend stays just the right amount of time, and then he's moved to be like, oh, I've got a dash. He goes. So I'm like, okay. So I had no intention of, I had a particular route I was going to take Coco this time. Wasn't it, Bean? So I took him for a walk, and the next thing, he starts pulling at the lead. He wants to go this direction. He wants to go to this particular green. It's not quite a park. Like, why are you dragging me here? Normally, yeah, he'll have certain places he'll want to drag me, but this particular time, he was just adamant, and I had I didn't want to go there. I didn't want to go as far out as that. Somehow he got his way. I mean, how can you refuse this face, right? So we ended up there, and I kid you not, who was waiting there but this specific person. And he was sat there on the bench, and he's got his dog. This is how we met in the first place, both of us dog walking. Now, for months and months and months, I mean, I used to go to this park all the time, or this little green all the time. Never seen him, never bump into him. And this was weird because it was late. No one's really kind of out at that time. Normally it's about 5 p.m. people are out. This is like going towards 7, 8 o'clock, and there he is. Very odd. And he came over to me with this massive beaming smile, a big contrast from when he last saw me, when he kind of looked a bit like, hi. He came bounding over, gave me this big hug, would not stop hugging me, was just squeezing me and clinging on to me. He was telling me all the time, you look so good, you look amazing, you look stunning. Like everything I had been thinking in my mind, this new self-concept of mine that's in this loving relationship with the SP I want. So yeah, I am feeling attractive in that. And so he is reflecting this back to me. And then he's telling me how much he was missing me, how much he was thinking about me. Now, I had nothing. I had nothing to prove this to myself. Even for months and months on end when he was playing into my thoughts, I never saw any movement anyway. Yes, I made the adamant decision a week ago. Is that when the seed was planted? Maybe. Or maybe I planted it months prior. I couldn't really tell you, but I know that a week ago is when I made that firm decision. And then he started to say how much he was missing me and that he was thinking about me all the time. And he said, literally, I was thinking about you this morning. And I just had this real compulsion. He said, it's like I came to the park and I sat there and it's like I was waiting for you. It's like I knew you were going to come. Really weird. And I said to him, I didn't even think you came this way anymore. I never saw you for all these months. But there he was, and it was just bizarre because then Coco got the compulsion to drag me to the park, and all these people were getting in my way because I had to be at the park at that time. I had to be there at that time to bump into him, to have this communication, to rekindle, for him to I can't remember if he apologized, but we did clear the air anyway. I mean, I didn't care about receiving an apology. Let's like clear the air and rekindle this connection, this friendship, because we don't need to have bad blood. I don't like that in my life. And it was very good. It was very healing. And like I said, I mean, he was there with his dog, and it was just all these compliments. So everything that I had assumed, he started to reflect back. And he said to me as well that he was driving past, apparently it's like his route to work as well, but that he would drive past all the time around my area, around this green, and he would look for me in the hope that he would see me. Again, like really, really odd. But there were occasions, now I think about it, actually I forgot, that when I was walking, I would have thoughts in my mind of, I wonder if he's driven past me at all. I wonder if he's like seen me on my walk and he's driven past. And weird, actually, now I think about that, that just came to mind, that I would have these thoughts. And now he's confirming that he would drive apparently every day according to him. I don't know if this was the case. I don't know if he was thinking about me all the time, every day. Was this a build-up over time? But this is the version that I got of him that turned up for me, who was just full of praise and full of love, and stuff that we had disagreed on. He kind of said, oh, I know I was a bit like this, but he didn't seem to disagree with me anymore. It's really strange. But again, was it? Because this was what I wanted. This is what I was after, my like rekindling this connection. And it felt good as well. It was like I needed this boost. I needed this boost for my SP manifestation for a relationship. I needed this boost for my own confidence as well. Not that I need the external validation, but it's nice, obviously, when your manifestations come to fruition after you fully and wholeheartedly accepted it, to get someone then reflecting and mirroring back to you. It's just that additional, yep, I needed that, because let's face it, we are all human, you know. So of course I always say, yeah, don't look for the outside world. That's not what it's about. External validation, that isn't what it's about. I did give it to myself. I accepted it. But let's face it, it's nice when you get that external validation. And so that's what happened. And then he was like, message me, please message me. I know why he was so adamant for me to message him, because he had gotten rid of my number. So I messaged him and I said, and I know that you've gotten rid of my number, but here it is. And so it's all back, and communication is back. And like I say, that only happened on Friday. So that's, where are we? Sunday. This is only like 2 days ago. So it's still really early, but I'm really pleased with how that worked and panned out. You see how the bridge unfolded. There was nothing that I had to do to make it happen. I didn't have to worry, oh, he doesn't have my number, so he can't contact me. So I must be expected to contact him. I'm going to have to be the one to contact him. I didn't think about any of that, because I know some of you guys are thinking about that. Oh, hang on, who's going to make first move? How is this going to someone's got to make a move, right? But no, inspired action is not about I have to make a move to make this happen. Inspired action is about going with the flow of things. The movement I had to make was to dye my hair so that it was delayed for me to take Coco out. The movement I had to take was to listen to Coco and to allow me to drag him in this, allow him to drag me in this direction at this particular time. The movement I had to take was to talk to this random person who wanted to ask my number and invite me back to his house. He has a bar at his house or something bizarre, like, you know, I don't know what was going on with that. But this was the movement I had to take. I didn't have to do anything to make it happen with this particular person. I didn't have to, let me message him. Let me just see what he's up to. That's inspired action. And so that was because my bridge was to unfold in this way. We were meant to meet. We were telepathically communicating with each other. He just thought, I have to be at the park at this place, at this time, and this area. And then for me, I had to be at the park at that time. And I had to just look in this direction at this time and be in this particular part of it to then bump into, to then have this conversation. I can share with you so many stories, so many success stories, either myself or my clients, where the bridge unfolds in this sort of way. So if you're worried about what kind of action you're going to have to take, this is why I say to you, you don't have to do anything to make it happen. Neville's words are true. You don't have to do anything to make it happen, to make it so. You just have to inspire to do. Your movements are probably going to be things that are indirectly associated with your end result. And that's the inspired action that you take. You don't have to text them. You don't have to push for it that way. No. And you don't have to necessarily wait for them to contact you, because maybe they're not going to. Maybe they can't. Maybe you're meant to bump into each other instead, or see a friend of theirs who then passes a message. You don't know. It's not up to us to get all involved in the logistics of this. And so that's what I'm trying to demonstrate with this recent success. I thought, do you know what? That was a wonderful example of something that I didn't see any movement, something that I had all these obstacles in play, that I could have gone into logical thinking and thought, well, how is he going to contact me if he's deleted my number now? And you know what, it's going to be a chance meeting, and well, when is that going to happen? I've not seen them in months and months. What's the chances? Because I don't go to the same places anymore, and he doesn't seem to go to these places anymore. And you know, so we didn't have to worry about any of that. That's what it's like. That's why it's all about faith. So how much faith do you have in this process? Relinquish control to the bridge. Try not to get all in your head about the logistics and how it's going to happen, because it finds a way to happen in the most amazing, amazing way. And if you're worried about not seeing movement, remember, movement is happening all the time. I didn't know he was missing me. I didn't know for a fact that he was driving around looking for me and checking the park to see if I didn't know any of this. I didn't know that things were really going to, crap at his house with the third party situation stuff. I had my assumptions, had my beliefs, didn't have that confirmation at all for months and months. Like I say, November was the last time we properly saw each other, early November, and now we're in early August. And all I'd had was that chance meeting where he passed me by with the awkward wave. I had nothing else from that. No communication, no other meeting, nothing. But movement was happening all along, and I didn't know it. So that's why the faith is so important, okay? So I really hope that this helps to clarify a few things and keeps you guys motivated, okay? But I'm sending you tons and tons of love, and I'll see you in the next video.